Deep within the emerald heart of the forest, a magical energy pulsed through the air. Seraphe Lightwillow hovered gracefully, her gossamer wings scattering shimmering stardust with every flutter. She announced the start of the Great Enchanted Forest Race. A trial of spirit and speed, the competitors were legends in their own right. Dramok the massive bison stomped his heavy hooves, causing the very earth to tremble beneath the ancient trees. Beside him, Lixie the hare was a restless blur of silver, zipping in tight circles. Even Pelmu the tortoise was there, his mossy shell as steady and immovable as a mountain. But at the very back stood Nello Pipseed, a tiny mouse with wheat-colored fur. He looked down at his small, trembling paws and felt the crushing weight of doubt. Just as Nello considered retreating into the shadows, a warm glow enveloped him. Seraphe drifted down, her presence like a soft summer breeze. She gently touched the mouse's shoulder, her eyes shining with ancient wisdom. "Do not measure your worth by the shadow you cast," she whispered softly. "This race is about discovering the unique strength only you possess." Nello looked up, the fear in his chest replaced by a spark of hope. He took a long, deep breath, feeling the air fill his tiny lungs, and stepped boldly onto the starting line. Seraphe raised her crystal wand high. The forest fell into a sudden, expectant silence. Then, with a flash of light, she cried, "Go!" The giant surged forward like a tidal wave. Dramok crashed through the thick brush, snapping branches like twigs, while Lixie vanished into the deep green shadows. Nello was left in the dust, but he did not panic. He focused on his own rhythm, his tiny heart beating like a drum. Soon, they reached the bouncing bloom grounds. Here, the heavy animals were tossed violently by the magical, spring-loaded petals. Dramok struggled to find his footing as the flowers launched him into the air. But Nello saw what the others missed, the tiny, stable gaps between the blooms. He hopped with surgical precision, dancing across the field with ease, while the giants stumbled and fell behind. He was small, yes, but he was light as a feather. Next came the Crystal Ripple River, where the current ran fast and treacherous. Lixie, in her haste, slipped on a wet stone and tumbled into the freezing spray. The water was too powerful for brute force. Nello paused at the water's edge, his keen eyes scanning the surface. He spotted a trail of floating autumn leaves caught in a gentle eddy. While the others fought the current, Nello balanced delicately on the reeds, using them as a flexible bridge. He skipped from leaf to leaf, his weight barely disturbing the water. By the time he reached the far bank, he realized he was no longer at the back of the pack. He was leading the race, guided by the very things the giants ignored. The final hurdle was the Singing Sky Hill. A heavy, musical magic pressed down like a physical weight, draining the strength of any who resisted. Dramok slowed to a crawl, his massive muscles straining against the invisible force. But Nello didn't fight the magic. He listened to it. He noticed the brief, silent pauses between the melodies. Moving only during those moments of stillness, he ascended the hill. As the sun turned a vibrant violet, Nello crossed the finish line alone. When the others finally arrived, exhausted and humbled, Dramok bowed his head. "Your wisdom surpassed our strength," the giant admitted. Lixie nodded, her silver fur ruffled and wet. Nello looked at his small feet and smiled. He finally understood. He didn't need to be a giant to succeed. He had found a magic far greater, the courage within his own brave heart.
Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe.